So what is Shaspa? Okay. So one is what is Shaspa. When we say what is Shaspa, it is the software that we are talking about and not the company. Uh, Shaspa uh, as a software and not the company that we are talking about here. So what is Shaspa and why you should be using Shaspa? These are the two main topics that I'll be covering here. So one is algorithmic trading is different from algorithmic analysis. So we know this term, has been is tossed around a lot. Algorithm trading, algorithm trading. There are terms like artificial intelligence, and there are terms like data science which are being thrown around. And these terms are like Greek and Latin to the common people, right? So I thought, maybe I should make an attempt for people like you to make you understand in layman terms what we are doing, what is Shaspa, and why you should put your trust in, put your trust as well as your hard-earned money in Shaspa, right? So algorithmic trading, you have to understand what is algorithmic trading. Algorithm trading is, the trade is initiated by the algorithm. The trade is executed by the algorithm from start to finish. That is algorithm trading, right? So whenever we talk about algorithm trading, basically what it means is the algorithm, it does everything from deciding what to trade, from initiating the trade to executing the trade. Everything is done by the algorithm. There is no human intervention whatsoever, right? That is algorithm trading. But that is not algorithm analysis. Algorithm analysis is something very different. Algorithmic analysis is when you do the analysis by the means of algorithms. Okay, so these two are very different things. So what Shaspa is algorithm analysis. It is different from algorithm trading. So whenever you hear the word algorithm trading, it is very different from algorithmic analysis. So what Shaspa does is, we have 18 proprietary algorithms that come together to give you an analysis. Okay, it is both historical as well as real time analysis. How real is the real time analysis? That is something that I'm going to tell you. Okay. uh, so Shaspa does big data analysis using proprietary algorithms that analyze, curate, and rate stocks. Big data, because there is a lot of data out there, right? When we talk of data, just to give you an idea, when there are around um, an average of 20 ticks per minute in every stock. Now consider, so on an average, for the working hours of our market, there would be around 5,000 ticks per stock. And considering the fact that we have 1,600 stocks in NSE and more than 6,000 stocks in BSE, you can understand the kind of data that we are talking about. So what Shaspa does is it does this big data analysis using these 18 proprietary algorithms to analyze, curate, and rate stocks, right? So Shaspa is the only one true app that does quant analysis, which is completely different from technical analysis. Okay. Now here I want to explain to you what is the difference between the quant analysis that we do and the technical analysis that you see. Technical indicators are also a type of algorithms. There is no doubt about it. However, they are all different. There are hundreds and thousands of technical indicators. Most of the indicators are lagging indicators because they use historical data to do the analysis. So and if you use these indicators, there are different indicators for different purposes. So it is like, you get a lot of ingredients to build a recipe, but at the end of the day, the onus of making the recipe and making the perfect biryani or whatever you call it is on you, right? You are getting the ingredients. However, these ingredients are not the perfect ingredients, because most of these indicators, like I told you, are lagging indicators. By quant analysis, what we mean is we do real-time analysis on tick-by-tick data. And Pashin has been telling you in the trainings that on every stock, almost 8,500 calculations are done on every stock each day. So you can imagine the kind of analysis that it does, right? So these kind of techniques are employed by the big trading firms across the globe, and it brings the power of artificial intelligence to the common folks. Okay, so what you have is the kind of uh, softwares, the kind of algorithms that are employed by big trading firms across the world, and these people, they use these kind of softwares to do their trading. Now the time for, they want quant programmers. They know no longer they need dealers. Okay, so when you would enter into a trading house and you would see, scores and scores of dealers sitting with computers, and floor after floor, one floor, first floor, second floor, third floor, 60 analysts and 100 uh, traders. They are sitting there, they're putting their orders and stuff like that. But that is no longer the case now. What these big trading firms, they do is they employ quant programmers who program algorithms for them, that do the trading for them, right? So Shashpa is a fully automated, algo-driven, AI-based quant analytical software that requires zero human intervention. Now, this is very important here. Zero human intervention. When we talk about zero human intervention, it actually means that from start to end, everything is done by the software, right? The software does everything right from the word go, right from the time that the tick data comes in. Once that data comes in, it it analyzes it real time, and then it processes that data to give you the end result. Okay, that is Shaspa for you. That is what Shaspa does. Okay, now whether this software is a need, necessity in these times, or a want, I hope I know you understand, all of you understand the difference between a need and a want. A need is something that you need, you can't do without. A want is something that you may or you may not have it, it won't make much of a difference. So is Shaspa a need, a necessity, or a want for you? That I will not answer. You have to answer at the end. You have to answer yourself at the end of this session, whether Shaspa is a need or a want for you, because the softwares in this market are dime a dozen. There are so many softwares that are available, and you can pick anything up right from a few thousand rupees a year to going up to lakhs of rupees. So is it just adding one more dress to your wardrobe, or is it something that is really necessary for you? Is something that you have to decide, and that is you. This session, I hope, will make that help you in making that decision. So why Shaspa? Okay. Now, with immense increase in the amount of data available, it is important to let machines do the computing, as the level of computing is not humanly possible. Okay. Years 30-40 years back, when the stock market used to open, it used to close. At the end of the day, you would get a OCHL, open, high, low, close, OHCL, as you would call it. Open, high, low, close, opening price of the stock, high, low, and the closing price. That is all. That was the data that you got. Okay, that one bar, one candle, that was the data that you got. Now, after that, computers came in, and the exchanges started streaming data. So now you started getting 15-minute data, half an hour data, 5 minutes data. It came to a point that now it is coming tick by tick. Okay, there is such an immense amount of data out there that it is humanly impossible to do the computing and make any sense of the data that is coming, right? So like Pashin said at the when he was closing, that in God we trust, and everything else is data. So everything else is data. So once you have that much amount of data, it is absolutely humanly impossible to to make any sense of that data. Now, this is a piece of information that is very important. Nearly 80% of all volumes traded on the US markets today happen through algorithm trading, where machines take the decision and also execute the trade. Okay, so in the US market, almost 80% of the volumes that are traded, they happen through algorithm trading. So machines are doing the work. There are no humans sitting, no traders, or jobbers who are sitting and putting in the orders. It is all the job is done by the machines. Not so because they enjoy employing machines, but because, like I told you in the earlier slide, it is humanly impossible to do the kind of work that the machines do, right? In later on in this presentation, I will also explain to you why it is humanly impossible for humans to process this kind of data. So human brain is designed to think and not compute. Okay, human brain is not designed to compute. So any average person, you know, an average person with average knowledge of maths, you catch hold of him, you ask him few mathematical questions one after the other, and you ask him to compute. We say, hold on. I'm getting confused. Can I have a calculator or something? Okay, most of us today nowadays, whenever we have a computing need, what we do is we take out our mobile, start open the calculator app, and we calculate. Okay, so human brain, it is not designed to compute. Computers are designed to do computing. Okay, and with that much amount of data, computers are much better at computing than humans, much better. Okay, you can't emphasize this word much better enough when it comes to computing. Okay, computers can beat humans at computing hands down. Okay, if there is one machine and there are 100 people, 1,000 people, it will beat those 1,000 people hands down, one machine. Okay, so machines are super fast and swiftness is the key in today's time. When these traders, these 80% of traders that I spoke of, they are these traders are they get in and out of trades within seconds. Okay, that is how fast, that is how swift they are. So to maintain this kind of swiftness, you have to rely on machines. It is humanly impossible to maintain this kind of swiftness. For you to open a chart, to study that chart, and then to make sense of that chart, and then to put your orders, it is too late. Okay, so this is what machines can do, and machines are devoid of emotions and opinions. You have to understand this. Machines are mechanical. They are devoid of emotions. They don't have emotions. They don't have opinions. Okay. So the machine will not get you out of the trade too soon. It will not get you out of the trade too late. If it is designed, if it is programmed to limit your loss to a certain extent, it will ensure that it limits that loss to that extent. If it is designed to enter at a particular price, it will ensure that it enters at that particular price. If it is designed to exit at a particular price, it will ensure that it exits at that particular price, right? So machines are mechanical, and therefore they produce consistent results every time. Okay, if 100 out of 100, if 100 times you test the machine in a particular condition, given particular data, 100 out of 100 the results will be the same. And with humans, trust me, no two results will be the same. No two results. So if humans are given a data set and the same conditions, the same setup 100 times, no two results will be the same. Whereas in case of machine, 100 out of 100, the results will be the same. They are that consistent. Okay, that is what machines do. Now, data versus information. Okay, data is raw, and when it is processed in the proper manner, it becomes information. That is what data is. Raw data, when it is processed, it becomes information. So raw data is the purest form of information that you can have. And where do you get raw data? There is only one place from where you get raw data, and that is the stock market. Okay, I'm talking about the stock market here. So when it concerns the stock market, the only place to get raw data in the purest form is the stock market itself. Okay, and when it comes to information, then understand that we are living in the world of misinformation. We are not living in the world of information. The age of information is gone. We have entered the age of misinformation. So today, whenever an information comes to you, you cannot be sure that whether this information is correct, factual information, or it is a hoax. There are so many hoax messages that go around. We have come to a point where we can't even trust our own eyes. Normally we would say that, to see is to believe. So we would believe everything that we saw. But today we are at a junction where we can't even believe our own eyes, because photos are photoshopped, videos are doctored. So you see a video and it is a doctored video, and you think because it is a video, because I'm seeing it, it has to be true. But that is not the case. I hope you all agree with me that there is so much misinformation out there that whenever you get an information, forget processing it. First and foremost, the question that comes to your mind is whether this information is correct, whether it is fact or not a fact. Okay, so misinformation is often used as a tool to create sensationalism, euphoria, and panic. You understand, we have all seen this. I cannot uh, uh, exaggerate more on this any more than it is already exaggerated, that misinformation is used as a tool to create sensationalism. It is used as a tool to create panic in so many cases, right? So if you understand what is the difference between, if you have to understand the difference between data and information. So a lot of people, they misunderstand. They don't understand that data and information are two different things. And raw data, when it is processed in the right manner, okay, the results can be, you can have the desired results. So information, first and foremost, the information, when it comes to you, that information is available to the whole world. So it doesn't, even if that information is true, it really doesn't matter in your trading or investment whatsoever, right? So that time when very few people were privy to certain information, and that information was secret information, and it was only available to a very few people. That age is long gone. When we entered the era of IT, that age was gone. And now from information, we have come to the age of misinformation, right? So any information that you get, you cannot be sure that it is correct or not, right? So you decide. Now you have to decide whether what Shasva is, and what all when it comes to, algorithms, when it comes to artificial intelligence. It is such a huge deep learning, data science. It is such a huge subject. And if we choose to get technical, I mean, I can conduct this session the whole night till maybe 24 hours would not be enough to conduct this whole session. What kind of algorithms are used. There are linear algebraic algorithms, there are statistical algorithms, there are probability algorithms, there are so many algorithms that are used. And there is so much information there is so much data that is processed inside the software that it is humanly impossible. I for one have stopped seeing charts long back, because it doesn't make sense anymore. Okay, whatever whatever our eyes can see, whatever we can analyze, the software can analyze 10 times better than what we. So even if you have a keen eye for charts, even if you are even if you are a great analyst, I think the software can software, I'm saying software because it is a machine. Because it is a machine, it can beat you hands down. Okay, so don't trivialize the machine. That the machine can do much more than you think it is capable of. So whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Now what does this mean, that whole is greater than the sum of its parts? So when we say 18 algorithms, these 18 algorithms, in every algorithm is a set of algorithms. When we bring together, they form one algorithm, and there are 18 such algorithms. Now when you put these 18 algorithms, the 18 is no longer 18, it becomes 18 into 100x, because the whole is much greater than the sum of its parts. It is just like a motor car. So you get an engine, you get a gearbox, you get a clutch, and you get fuel, you get everything, and you assemble it. It becomes a motor car. Without if you disassemble the motor car, it is nothing. It is scrap. It is junk. Okay. So when you bring it all together, the whole is much greater than the sum of its parts. So when we have brought all these things together, again, I don't want to become too technical. All these algorithms, these linear regression algorithms, these statistical algorithms, these probability algorithms, and there is something called as dynamic programming algorithms. When we bring all these together, it it is whole lot much more than it is programmed for. Yeah. So I think this with this I come to the end of the presentation. That is all I have. I did not want to become too technical. Otherwise, if we become technical, it would have gone the whole night. It can still go the whole night. So if there is anybody who's interested in any such sessions, I'm up for it. No problem. Someday we can have it. We can explain some of the ways in which the algorithms work. If you still do not have the kind of conviction that you are looking at, and that is something that I really wanted to share with you. And I mean, I'm sure you won't have any questions regarding this. If you do have, uh, please if, don't make it too technical. If you have something, um, you can ask me. Yeah, anything? No. Right. So I think that's about it. I think it was fantastic talking to you. Nice doing these sessions again. And yeah, we'll hope to see you all next week. We hope that you all have a fantastic week ahead. And just please don't play with fire when it comes to the stock market. Don't get too excited. Don't get too greedy. Don't get too fearful. Put your let your head be on your shoulders, and trade safely, and stay safe in your homes. Yeah, there are still 2 more weeks to go, and thank you very much. Yeah, good night.